You're 60 feet in the air, strapped to a wooden pole in the middle of a Category 4 hurricane. Rain is hitting you sideways at 130 miles per hour. You can't see, you can't hear. And 6 inches from your hand, there's a power line carrying 7,200 volts. One touch, that's all it takes. One touch and 7,200 volts enter your body, cook your organs from the inside out, and stop your heart in less than a second. There's no warning. There's no second chance. Electricity doesn't negotiate. 26 linemen die every year doing this job. And right now, while you watch this from a room with the lights on, someone is climbing a pole in a storm so you can keep them on. This is the deadliest job above ground. You're 19 years old. You see a lineman for the first time, not on TV, in person. A storm knocked out power in your neighborhood. It's been 3 days. No heat, no lights, no hot water. And then a truck pulls up. A man in a hard hat climbs out, straps metal hooks to his boots, and walks up a 60-foot utility pole like it's a staircase. He's up there for 45 minutes in freezing rain. And when he comes down, the lights turn on. The whole street comes out. People clap. Your mom whispers, "Those guys are the real heroes." And you think, "I want to do that." So you chase it. You apply for an apprenticeship through the IBEW. The apprenticeship is 4 years. 4 years of climbing poles, studying theory, learning to work with voltage levels that can vaporize a wrench. You start as a groundman, the grunt. You hand tools up to journeymen who are 80 feet above you. You learn the ropes. And somewhere in that first year, a journeyman pulls you aside and says something you'll never forget. Electricity will kill you, and it won't even slow down. It doesn't care that you have a family. It's always on. And it's always faster than you. You complete the apprenticeship. You become a journeyman lineman, and now the real work begins. You work with a force that is invisible, silent, and instantly lethal. You can't see electricity. You can't smell it. A high-voltage arc flash reaches temperatures of 35,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 4 times hotter than the surface of the sun. It can ignite your clothes, melt your tools, and burn through bone from 6 feet away. You just have to be close enough. Electrocution is the leading cause of death for linemen. 26 die every year on average. The fatality rate is nearly 400% higher than average. For every lineman who dies, there are 20 who suffer non-fatal injuries, burns that melt muscle, falls that shatter spines. It's a massacre. And the falls. 21% of fatalities come from falls. You're 100 feet up on a wooden pole that could be rotting from the inside. Your gaffs, the metal spikes, dig into the wood. If the wood is soft or wet, the gaff cuts through. That's called cutting out. When you cut out at 60 feet, the physics are simple. You fall at 32 feet per second squared and hit the ground in under 2 seconds. One lineman described it as the moment your whole life becomes a math problem and the answer is the ground. But the scheduled work isn't even the most dangerous part. The most dangerous part is when the phone rings at 2 a.m. during a storm. Storm work is where linemen make the most money and where the most linemen die. When a hurricane, ice storm, or tornado tears through a region, utility companies mobilize emergency crews from across the country. These linemen, called storm chasers, drive for hours or fly across states to reach the disaster zone. And then they work 16 to 20 hours a day for weeks, in conditions that would shut down any other industry. During Hurricane Irma in 2017, one journeyman lineman said, "I'll probably make 30 grand this month." Everybody out here is killing it. Of course, you're dealing with something that could kill you any minute. Storm pay can reach $100 per hour or more with overtime. Some linemen make $14,000 in a single week during major events. The money is extraordinary, but the conditions are medieval. You're climbing poles with down lines tangled around them. Some lines are dead, some aren't, And sometimes you can't tell the difference until you test them, or until someone makes a mistake. Trees are across the road. Floodwater is at your waist. Transformers are hanging by a single bolt. And you're working through the night, in the dark, with a headlamp, making decisions about which wire is live and which wire is safe. Decisions that are binary, right or dead. There is no third option. And you do this because someone in a subdivision with no power is waiting. A family with a baby that needs a warm bottle. An elderly woman whose oxygen machine just went silent. A hospital running on backup generators that are running out of fuel. You're not fixing an inconvenience. You're restoring civilization. And the only thing standing between darkness and light is a man on a pole with a pair of rubber gloves and a prayer. But storm work is temporary. Let's talk about the regular life of a lineman, the part that doesn't make the news. The median salary for a journeyman lineman is about $81,760 a year. That's good money. Better than most trades. But it comes with conditions that no salary fully compensates. You work outdoors, every day, in every condition. 105 degrees in Texas in August. -20 in Minnesota in January. Rain, snow, ice, wind. The weather doesn't cancel your shift. It is your shift. And you travel, constantly. Many linemen work on the road for months, moving across states. You live in hotel rooms and RV parks. You eat fast food. You see your family on video calls that feel shorter every time. The lifestyle is brutal on relationships. Forum after forum described the same story. She said I was never home. She said she was raising the kids alone because the work becomes an identity. You're not a man who works as a lineman. You are a lineman. And when the storm calls, you go. Because that's what linemen do. And your body pays the toll. Your shoulders are destroyed. Your knees ache from climbing poles with 30 pounds of tools. Burns scar your arms, some from arc flash, some from the sun beating down on you for 12 hours a day. Then there's the emotional weight. You've seen things. The apprentice who grabbed the wrong wire on his third week. The journeyman who cut out at 70 feet and the ambulance took 40 minutes because the road was blocked. He didn't survive. You carry these moments, and you don't talk about them because the truck is waiting at 5 a.m. Years pass. You're 42 now, 20 years on the line. Your body is a map of the job. Burn scars, aching knees. You've survived near misses. One arc flash that singed your eyebrows and one cutout that your harness caught just in time. Then, one evening, you come home. Your son, 17 years old, is sitting at the kitchen table watching lineman videos. The ones where the sparks fly. The ones that make it look like an action movie. He says, "Dad, I want to be a lineman." And you look at him, and you see yourself at 19, watching the man climb the pole, the neighborhood clapping. The feeling that this was the most real, most necessary job a man could do. And it still is. But it's also the job that took 3 of your friends. The job that kept you away from this kitchen for half his childhood. And you want to say, the lights aren't worth your life, but you look at the scars on your hands. And you think about the old woman whose oxygen came back on because you climbed a pole at 3 a.m. in a thunderstorm. So you put your hand on his shoulder. You look him in the eye. And you say, then learn to respect the line. Because it won't respect you. And the cycle continues.